नमस्कार साथियों, डीडवाना कुचमन क्लासेज में आपका स्वागत है। साथियों, आज हम लेकर आए हैं कीपिंग क्वाइट बाय पाब्लो नेरुडा। इस टॉपिक के हम कुछ एमसीक्यूज देखने वाले हैं। तो आइए देखते हैं आज का पहला प्रश्न। What does the title of the poem suggest? Maintenance of silence. What does the poem convey? The necessity to introspect, understand, and have feelings of brotherhood. What can human being learn of nature? The concept of life after death. What is always alive even when everything seems to be death or still? Earth and nature. Struck with death means dead shoulders. Pablo Neruda was a Spanish. What is the essence of message of the poem? Introspection and retrospection to be more peaceful and be in harmony. Why does the poet want us to walk about with our brothers doing nothing? Then we will have peaceful discussion instead of war. According to the poet, what creates barrier? Languages. Why does the poet ask people not to speak? Because he wants people to ponder over the result of their activities. What is the rhyming scheme used in the poem? Free verse. How is keeping quiet related to life and can change our attitude? It makes us inactive. It makes us introspect. Help to develop new thinking process. All of these. इसका सही आंसर होगा. Why does war lead to a victory with no survivors? Everything dies fighting. In the sentence, perhaps the earth can teach us. The earth has been personified. What does number 12 represent? Hour of the day and month of a year. What does the poem Keeping Quiet teach us? To have feelings of brotherhood. Not move our arms. What does the expression after to? Stop working. Identify the figure of speech used. Now we will count to 12. Alliteration. What should not be confused with total inactivity? Stillness and silence. What can be a core and an Antidote to violent actions. Non-violent peace talks. What is the sadness in the poem that the poet speaks about? Violence because of unthoughtfulness of the poem. What does the earth symbolize? Perseverance and new beginning after seeming till. Why is everyone sad? Because there is a constant threat of death. What harm do languages do? Different languages create barriers. What does the poet want people to do for 1 second? To be silent and motionless. How can the moments of no activity help people to relax and be more thoughtful? What will happen if there are no engines and no rush? It will create an exotic moment. Why is the moment silence called exotic? Because it will be unused when no one would to be in a rush. What would everyone feel at that exotic moment? Strange, blissful oneness. Identify the figure of speech. Let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second. Anaphora. Why does the poet suggest that the survivors would walk in the shade doing nothing? He went to promote brotherhood. What is the poet expecting from fishermen? To think and stop harming the fish. What does hurt hand refer to? Growing insensitivity of men to pain. How will silence benefit man and nature? Man will stop hurting nature and both will heal themselves. Which image in the poem show that the poet condemns of hate violence? Fisherman is not harming whales. Wars leaving behind no survivors to celebrate. Poets refer to deal with death. इसका आंसर होगा all of these. What symbol from nature does the poet use to prove that keeping quiet is not total inactivity? Earth. What are the different kinds of war mentioned in the poem? war with fire, war against nature, war with gases. All of these. Identify the tone of Pablo Neruda in the following line. Perhaps that earth can teach us. Uncertain yet hopeful about the possibility. What statement does Neruda make about war? War never yield any winner and the loss is far greater than what can be measured. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Why does the poet wish to go at the end of the poem? The poet will move on and seek to inspire others. Clean clothes is a symbol and alliteration, both A and B. What could be the significance of choosing number 12? Refer to the 12 hours of a day. Refer to the 12 months of a year. Refer to the 12 zodiac signs. All of these. Identify the poetic device used without rush, without engine. Repetition. Which of the following options best explain the reason for fishermen harming to whales? For procuring oil. Why, according the poem, do we move our arms so much? To work. Which of the following figure of speech has not been used in the poem? Onomatopoeia. Find a synonym of strange from the poem. Exotic. Which figure of speech is prominent throughout the poem? Enjambment. Find the poetic device used. As when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Antithesis. Which of the following can be best termed as green war? Deforestation. थैंक यू साथियों, बने रहिए हमारे चैनल के साथ। वीडियो को लाइक करें, कमेंट करें, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। थैंक यू।